I don't know. There's a lot of things I would like to see with the next console gen. I would like developers to get it in their head that they do not need to follow the one game that succeeded very well in the mainstream. Uh, that's pretty much how you shit on all quality and variety. Because everything does not need to be a first-person shooter. Everything does not need to have online multiplayer deathmatch. Um, I hate that. I hate the fact that there's pre-orders where you can get an exclusive gun. Wow. If I get the game now, I'm going to get something that's already in the game.
Pointless pre-order bonuses.
Yeah. And everything does not need a collector's edition. Just saying.
No.
Or if you're going to give
far more collector's editions than anyone would ever need.
In my day, collector's editions were put out by Working Designs.
I'll tell you one thing that's funny about collector's editions. Halo 2, the limited edition steelbook case is actually worth less than the standard edition now to collectors because they release so many special editions.
You can fall over that. It's that easy to fucking find copies of that.
But yeah, like I said, the standard edition is worth.
I'll have to look that up now.
Yeah. Let's see. I would like manuals, kind of like back in the NES days, where they were not only informative, but they had backstory and they talked about the characters, and they were just overall a treat to read instead of
a rifled piece of paper.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I just like to have mine.
Ambiguous references to the sexuality of Birdo.
I quite like that though.
We've come to the
even if it was
Birdos
confusing.
are transvestites.
Let's see. What else would I like? Oh, I would like them to not do so many sloppy fucking releases where they're just like, yeah, we'll just patch this later. It's cool if it's fucked up. I mean, we could have tested it, you know. Hell, we could have tested for free with betas and whatnot if we didn't feel like paying people. But just saying, we're just gonna patch it at some later date, and whenever those servers aren't up and running anymore, and you no longer can patch that particular game when you go back to play it on that console, then you're shit out of luck because you have that broken game forever and ever and ever.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I miss? I miss games being different.
Variety?
You remember
How dare you?
Well, no. You remember back when we were kids?
I miss every game being a platformer.
No kidding, right? You remember when we were kids and you play a game, for instance, on the Super Nintendo, and then you play that same game supposedly on the Sega Genesis or the Mega Drive, and they were very different games because the systems were different. That was a beautiful thing.
Batman Returns.
Key example.
That's like one of the easiest examples,
wasn't it? So.
Aladdin. That was a franchise that's completely different but the same.
I'm trying to think, what other games were on both of them where they were like completely and utterly different games?
Sunset Riders, where they were different games.
Jurassic Park was a good one.
Could always bring up Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat, yeah. Blood and no blood.
Violent game or not violent? I'll stick with violent, thank you.
Yeah, well, I mean, because what we've seen in recent generations is they make one version of the game and then they try and pound a fucking square peg into a round hole.
Oh, they did it with Zombies Ate My Neighbors. The Genesis version is fucking crippled by comparison. Like, if you play it, it's like night and day.
Tiny Toon Adventures.
Which one?
Another great example, yes.
It was Buster Bust Loose. It's
you know what? I only played it on Sega Genesis. I never played it on Super Nintendo at all.
Oh, it's a completely different game.
Wow.
Ooh.
I did not know that. I learned something new.
Oh, they're stuck in a movie studio in the Super Nintendo one. And...
The more you know.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe! I wish I had more dudes that do that and fill out the harmony.
So
anyway.
Yes, they should have consistency across all their games. Yeah.
I think there was plenty of things that should change about this coming generation. None of it will happen, but hey, what are you going to do?